Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Had a bit of a long layoff. Last video was the Gamrot Fiziev, and ending of that card kind of, you know, made me
Fuck.
not want to make any videos
Yeah,
for a little bit.
kind of
So
sucked.
sorry about the layoff, but we're back. Few days before 294. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be discussing the last three fights on the main card. Ankalaev, Johnny Walker, Usman, Khamzat, and obviously Volk too. And yeah, so that's what we're about to do. I'm Henry. This is Theo.
Welcome back, you cucks.
So Johnny Walker, Magomed Ankalaev, pretty big fight in the light heavyweight division here. I'm assuming this is a title eliminator. I'd say, well, actually, because the
Not
winner.
Frank alive, for Walker, I would say it is.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because Walker's on a 3-fight win streak. Ankalaev's coming off the draw with Blachowicz, which was enough said about that. But I don't know. We'll see if the winner does get a title shot, because I know Jamal Hill's getting the shot when he comes back after the Poatan Yuri fight, which is going to be fucking awesome, by the way.
That's gonna be such a good
But
fight.
when it comes to this fight, Johnny Walker Ankalaev, it's a I don't know. Part of me is like, yeah, Johnny Walker's like reckless and crazy enough to maybe pull something out of his ass and get this win by finish potentially. But then the other side of me is like, but Ankalaev's so technical and fucking calculated, and he's not stupid enough to make some retarded mistake and get caught.
That's what I think the problem
And
is.
Johnny Walker has a glass chin, so it's
Yeah.
like,
And that's the problem we were just saying. It's like I agree
Yeah.
with. Walker definitely has the ability to pull something crazy, some flying knee or some spinning
Exactly.
tackle,
And that's his
wild
only
shit
chance, in my opinion.
to knock him out. But again, I just think Ankalaev is what you were saying. It's just a little bit too advanced, a little bit too technical, a little bit too smart on his feet. He's not going to get
Like
into any of those crazy
everything he
exchanges.
does has some sort of intention behind it. He never just does something for the sake of doing it. It's always to set something up, or to get into a different position, or to use his feints to land a different strike on you, to work your body, to start landing more head strikes, all that nonsense. So I think that, and Johnny Walker, if you look at his last fight against fucking Anthony Smith,
Was
had
boring
him
as shit.
after a few leg kicks. Anthony Smith was done, and he still couldn't finish him.
You're attacking my family.
And yeah. God, dude, that it's just the fact that Johnny Walker couldn't finish an Anthony Smith who was basically on one leg is kind of pathetic.
I mean, he also wasn't really going for it.
No,
It
he
didn't
wasn't.
seem like he
Exactly,
wasn't
that's what
trying
I'm
to find
saying.
a finish.
He was too scared to go after an Anthony Smith who's clearly wounded and very easily finishable.
Yeah.
But he just didn't even try. He was like, no, I'm just going to be a pussy and coast to this win. And Dana White was pissed too.
I mean, yeah, but like you can't really blame the guy. I mean, if you got an easy win in the bag, take an easy
Yeah,
win.
no, I get that too, but it's like, bro, what? I mean, I guess when you have the chin he has, like Anthony Smith potentially could put you out.
I mean, yeah, the last thing you want to do is be coasting to a win, get knocked out.
Yeah, exactly. But I know Dana was pissed about that, and fans, mainly thought that he should have went for that finish, or at least tried to make something.
All the fans want to see the entertainment factor.
Yeah.
They always want to see the knockout, the crazy stuff. But it is what it is.
And
you get the win.
I'm trying to remember when that fight was.
It's been a bit. I feel
was
like.
that on a pay-per-view or a fight night?
No, that was on a fight night.
Was it a main event? I don't even fucking remember, honestly.
Yeah, UFC fight night. It was when Almeida fought.
It was Almeida versus who? Versus fucking God damn, my memory is just fucked right now.
Rosenstrike. It was Rosenstrike versus Almeida.
Okay. So that was like what, like 5 months ago?
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It was May 13th.
But Magomed Ankalaev hasn't fought in a long time.
Yeah.
His last fight was the Blachowicz draw, which was last year in December. So it's almost been a full year. He's had 10 months off.
That's that could be huge for him.
And I think that's another thing that plays into this fight. Johnny Walker's fought, I think his 3-fight win streak, all those wins have been this year, I want to say. What was the first one? It was, he beat Paul Craig, he beat Anthony Smith, and who was the other one? And he beat, somebody else. I don't remember who it was, but I think I know at least two of them were this year. And Magomed Ankalaev hasn't fought a single time this year. So that's another thing you have to take into account. So my final prediction for that fight, I think I'm going to go with Magomed Ankalaev 30-27 decision. I think it's going to be unanimous 30-27. He's going to go out there and just outclass him for 3 rounds. I think that's most likely what's going to happen. I don't think the fight's going to be very entertaining. I think it's going to be a bit of a snoozer, and he's just going to get the job done.
I mean, I definitely could see a good fight if they're standing on the feet and they go to
Yeah.
exchanging. I definitely think Ankalaev will get the better of those exchanges.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ankalaev puts him away in 2. I think he
so?
gets the finish in this. So yeah, I think they stand and they
Yeah.
try to bang. Johnny Walker tries to show his striking, and I think
Because
Ankalaev
Johnny Walker
is
is
able
a
to
tough
take him
guy to
out.
take down. So I think, and he's 6'6", he's fucking massive.
Yeah.
Could fight at heavyweight if you wanted to.
I mean, Ankalaev definitely has good ground game.
Yeah, like he could take him down,
but
of all the people to try to take down, that's not the smartest guy.
I think his striking is better, and I think he knows that. So I don't think he has a problem with standing in with Walker.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna take him out in 2.
He's probably gonna try to chip at his legs and fuck his legs up, and then maybe.
When you got long ass legs like that, might as well try to chop him down.
Yeah, because Ankalaev, him and Blachowicz were having that leg kick battle in their fight and shit, and Blachowicz is one of the best leg kickers in the UFC.
And one of the best leg checkers.
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal.
So, yeah. So we'll see how that one goes, but we're both taking Ankalaev, and hopefully it doesn't fucking, put us to sleep.
In our face.
Yeah, exactly. But on to the next fight.
We shall see.
I'd say the most anticipated fight. It depends. The main event could potentially be.
I mean, I think now that
just because Khamzat's been out for so long though.
Yeah.
And a lot of people weren't expecting to get Volk Islam 2 now. So I feel like Khamzat's return is probably the most anticipated thing on the card. Yeah. So Khamzat Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman. Usman stepping in on a week's notice to fight Khamzat at middleweight. And the winner of this fight gets the title shot. I genuinely
don't think he's getting enough respect right now.
His balls, dude,
just like
absurdly massive.
Yeah, he's walking around with them in a fucking wagon.
He's like Randy Marsh, dude.
He's literally walking around with them in a wheelbarrow right now.
Yeah.
He is a like
him and Volk both. But honestly, I think Usman stepping in to fight Khamzat on a week's notice when he's been out for over a year is fucking madness.
Crazy.
Like, that's madness. And up a weight class. Like, dude, a weight class that Usman's never fought at. Like, Volk stepping in on a week's notice, up a weight class, but he's already fought Islam at lightweight.
Exactly.
So it's a bit different. So it's like, dude, and Dana said it himself, like I said earlier, fucking the winner of this gets the title shot.
Yeah. Dude, just imagine fucking Kamaru Usman fighting.
Strickland, Usman 2.
For the middleweight title.
Yeah, dude.
Against Sean Strickland.
Because Usman walked Strickland like a dog in their first fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that was welterweight Strickland. Exactly. And that was like 2015, long time ago.
A long time ago.
But that would be badass.
Dude, that would be nuts.
I think Strickland would beat him, honestly. I think new Strickland is like very hard to beat.
Yeah, I think new Strickland would win.
Yeah. But anyways, Khamzat Usman. I don't know, man. I just feel like I know Usman's been out for a little bit. Last fight was the trilogy with Leon, which was in, I want to say March. It was like UFC 286 or something.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
So it's been like 8 months, maybe 7, 8 months. So like he's had time off, but then again,
I mean, but if you think about his last fight, he fought
and he didn't look very good in that fight. But he came back too soon.
He came back after a knockout after what?
It was like 3 or 4 months later.
Yeah, it was like 4 months at most.
Yeah.
And he came back for a fight, and now he's fighting against Khamzat in under 7 months.
Yeah, dude.
It's like,
yeah, I don't know. The odds are definitely stacked against him.
Oh, 100%. He's coming with
I read that he's been training the whole time, though. Like, even though he didn't have a fight booked, apparently this whole time he's been training. That's what he said. And which doesn't surprise me. If you're at that level and you don't have a fight booked, you should still be training, regardless.
Especially
him, yeah.
Usman.
So I'd say Usman definitely has the cardio advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone talks about, Khamzat's cardio is nuts. Well, he gassed out against Gilbert Burns. So, like, if Usman... It is only a 3-rounder, though. That's the thing. If it was 5 rounds, I'd be like, okay, Usman could maybe do something
5th round, Usman's a problem.
But since it's 3, I think that gives Khamzat a lot of the advantage, you know?
Yeah.
So... I don't know, man. I think I know some people are gonna disagree with this, but I think Khamzat's he's gonna run through him, dude.
I just don't see that.
I think he's gonna finish him in the first round. I'm going Khamzat Chimaev. I'm thinking Khamzat Chimaev round 1 Darce choke submission finish.
That's just not happening.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, honestly, I'm probably gonna go with Khamzat just because it's a weak nose. He has a full fight camp in. He's just, from what we've seen of him in the UFC, he's dominant. He's destroyed everyone besides Gilbert Burns, and even then he got the better of Gilbert Burns.
I just don't think the knees are gonna hold up.
Yeah, but it's just, this is Kamaru Usman we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, ever since that head kick, I understand what that did. It totally put him off his career. It knocked him off the pedestal, and I understand all that. But it's Dude,
This is his chance of redemption.
This is still fucking Kamaru Usman we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is still one of the most elite fighters.
But it's not the guy that fought like Gilbert Burns.
I understand that, but this is still one of the most elite fighters we've ever seen in the UFC.
Yeah.
One of the most dominant champs when he was champion. He ran that bitch for a while. He sat at the top of the throne.
For like
the head of the table for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he's getting the respect he deserves.
It's the first time he's been an underdog since he fought Tyron Woodley.
Exactly.
So.
And he walked Tyron Woodley 50, like a 45
dog. Woodley.
And I understand that's when he was much younger and all that. But I mean, I definitely think Khamzat's gonna win. But I think I think they're gonna go to decision. Honestly,
really, I don't see any way Usman makes it to the bell, dude. I think he gets finished.
No,
whether it's in the second, the third. Me personally, like I said, first round. I think Khamzat
I'm gonna go with decision for Khamzat, and I think it's gonna be like a Gilbert Burns type.
You think
just
it's split 29-28?
War, just an absolute war. And I think, I think Khamzat gets it done. Split decision.
Okay, all right. So we're complete opposite picks here. I mean, we picked the same guy, but when it comes to how it's gonna go, we're on. Dude,
I just genuinely don't see Usman. Like, the only time we've ever seen Usman finished was, I understand,
Leon,
the greatest head kick of all time.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's the most perfectly timed head kick of all time.
100%.
It's perfect. But it's like, other than that, we've never seen him get dominated.
Well, in the trilogy,
he got beat. He got beat fair. Like, he got beat.
He got outclassed.
But like, there was no like pure just domination.
Yeah.
And so I just don't think we're gonna see that. And if we do,
it's Khamzat though.
I understand
Khamzat's
that.
different than any guy we've ever seen.
One thing I will say is I always wonder why he mentioned on the Joe Rogan podcast about his knees.
Yeah,
that's one thing that
smart.
Always is pretty crazy to me. He was in the middle of his. He was still.
He used to have to run backwards or some shit.
He said he used to have to walk downstairs backwards and like on the treadmill.
That was when he was champion.
That's
what
I think
after the first Colby fight.
Yeah, it's
I want to say.
I just would have advised against her. I would have had them edit that out.
But the thing that made no sense about that was that he was still. It didn't like you would have never have known that if he didn't say it.
Exactly.
Because you couldn't tell. Like in his fights, he looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's why it was so weird.
You know, I don't know. I mean,
it was just a weird thing for me to say.
I just think with the whole knee issue and everything, and how good Khamzat's takedowns are, how fast they are, I just don't think he's going to be able to stop it. And like Usman does have the highest takedown defense in UFC history.
97%.
Which you know, obviously that's crazy.
Oh man, that's huge. But the problem, you got to think about it. Khamzat couldn't take down Gilbert Burns.
But Gilbert Burns is like the reason he didn't take down Gilbert Burns is because Gilbert Burns is fucking. Like, you're not going to sub Gilbert Burns, dude.
Right, but
Gilbert Burns has the best submission defense, arguably, in the UFC.
Yeah,
Who subbed Gilbert Burns? Nobody,
dude. But Usman took him down.
Damian Maia couldn't even sub Gilbert Burns, dude.
I mean, no one. You're not going to sub Gilbert Burns.
Yeah, it's like Khamzat is like, okay, if I try to sub this guy, it's not going to work, so I'm going to have to bang with him.
Right, but he could, like, when he did try to take him down, he could not. I don't think it's going to be as easy as everyone's saying it is.
I think it is, dude. I just think Khamzat's gonna run through him, dude.
That's why we love this sport.
First round finish from Khamzat. Come back when it happens, dude. I'm telling you.
That's why we love it, baby. We're gonna wait.
Bet the house on Khamzat first round finish.
I mean, I would say put money on Khamzat. I don't know though. That little, you know, if you're trying to run a little
if you're doing a Volk Usman parlay, that could work.
If you're just doing an underdog parlay, sorry. Kamara and
you know what the
Volk.
Johnny Walker Ankalaev odds are?
What?
Do you know what the odds are?
Oh no, let me check. Volkanovski's plus 210. Usman's minus 258. Khamzat's minus 285. Usman's plus 230. Johnny Walker's plus 285.
Okay.
So if
you were to do parlay, could go kind of.
If you were to do Volk, Usman, and Johnny Walker,
what would the payout be?
$10 would pay $393.
Jeez, dude, might have to. With all these upsets recently, you never know. I think the underdog parlay is definitely worth being placed.
That's true.
But anyways, now the main event,
the fight everyone is waiting.
The rematch on 10 days' notice from Volk. Supposed to be fucking Charles. I'm still
salty
about it.
That's what I was gonna say. Let's talk about that for a second because,
like, what a dumbass, dude. Like, y'all don't understand, man. Like,
what are you doing?
Like, fuck, man. Like, god damn it.
Like, what are you doing? I don't understand why you're sparring.
Yeah, like, why?
The day before you get on to play with
The day
with
of.
no no elbow pads,
No headgear.
no headgear, nothing.
No, nothing. Like, what? Yeah, what the fuck?
What
Like,
are you
I don't know
doing?
if y'all have seen the picture of the cut. If not, I'll go ahead and put a picture of it on the screen. But it's pretty fucking bad.
It was
So
definitely gnarly, and I saw some shit where some people were saying like could have still fought, could have gotten it fixed, and all that.
no.
It's like,
If he
dude,
called Dana immediately and was like, "Hey, I got this nasty cut," because Dana himself said, "I'll
regardless,
send him to a plastic surgeon," but then that would have taken away from his
regardless,
chances of winning a lot.
dude,
Because if Islam clips him and opens that bitch back up,
he
dude.
gets hit one time in there because Islam is
Yeah,
a very good striker.
he is.
Islam hit him one time in there, he's gonna be like Nate Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be like Nate Diaz, dude. Literally will open up like Nate Diaz and be blood everywhere. That whole
And
cut
Charles
will be
probably
open
would have
and he'll
just
be
broke
fucked.
because of that, dude.
Exactly.
So it's like, which is fucking bullshit, man. And now, when he comes back, he's not gonna get a title shot. He's gonna have to fight like Gamrot or some shit.
I mean,
Which I think he beats
Gaethje.
Gamrot.
He's probably gonna fight Gaethje.
No,
or
Gaethje's
some
gonna
shit.
fight the winner of Volk Islam too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I
So
mean, I hope so.
that's what they should do. And then Charles will fight Gamrot. I think he beats Gamrot. And
Yeah,
then
probably.
if he gets through Gamrot, then you can give him his title shot.
But it's just because it's like I don't want to say we're being robbed with this Volk Islam rematch, but we're almost being robbed.
Yeah.
Because you're just throwing Volk in there.
If you're a Charles fan,
and now we don't even know if we're ever going to see Charles versus Islam again.
Which
don't
I
know.
really
that
wanted to see. I want
that
to
is
see
totally
how it
out of the question.
went down again.
We don't know because what happens if Volk wins? Then they do the
Exactly.
trilogy and Volk could win again, or Usman. Regardless of it, we don't know if we'll ever see that again.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like
We
you're being
probably
robbed.
won't. I don't think so.
No, it kind of feels like you're being robbed, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you're getting in
Yeah.
Volk.
But it's not
like,
full camp Volk though.
Exactly.
It's Volk
not
coming
full
off
camp.
elbow surgery, been sparring for 3
I'm coming
weeks.
off the couch.
Yeah, dude. I don't know why he
Like,
said that. That was
I
stupid.
mean, he's just saying shit too, because he's lying. There's no way he's coming off the couch.
Yeah, no.
He's been sparring. He's been def fighting.
He's been
he knows
sparring
what's
for like
going on.
3-4 weeks.
But it's still like this is arguably we Volk no camp.
Yeah.
You know, coming off the couch, a surgery. There's just so many stacked against him. Even
Fought
more
in July.
There's so many
against
more
Yair.
odds.
Didn't take a lot of damage, but
Exactly.
still, it's like he had, and that was at
You're still in there
45.
with Yair. It's
It was
still.
at 45.
Mhm.
So he's like, I saw a thing today. Volk said he was like 181 when he got called to
Yeah.
take the fight.
That's a
So
lot.
like, it's not, you know, it's not like he has to, like he's probably still big enough, like pretty much the same size he was when he fought Islam the first time, but he still didn't have that prep time to like,
Exactly.
do all that extra shit and
He's
make sure
missing
he
a whole
really had
camp.
enough mass.
He's missing a whole camp going into a guy who's already beat you and is a world champion.
Yes.
Now I understand you put on a masterclass
I
performance
love that fight.
against him and did way better than everyone thought and arguably could have won. I think you won.
Yeah.
I think he did. But it's still the point. The judges didn't. Islam won. He's already beat you. You're going into Dubai, his territory. No camp. You just have all the odds stacked against you. But with that being said, if there's anyone in the UFC who can do
Volk,
this,
dude.
it's Volk.
Yeah.
It is Volk.
That's why I'm I low-key kind of want to pick Volk, but I'm just not going to do it. I think that at the end of the day, I think Islam finishes him.
I mean, my thing is this, like, Islam finishing him, is just way more realistically to me than seeing like Volk win this fight.
Yeah.
It's just but it's like I genuinely want Volk to win.
Oh, everybody does. I haven't heard a single
100%.
person say I want Islam to win, other than like
because we're in the wrong country.
Yeah, exactly. If we were
Trust
over
me, you
on,
go to another country, that's all you'd hear.
Yeah. All those fuckers want Islam to win, obviously.
But dude, Islam is just fucking.
Islam's
good,
very
man.
good, man.
He's so goddamn good.
He's been out.
He's got time to heal. He's been resting. He's been training.
Yeah.
He's been working with
Definitely
Khabib.
ready to go. I mean, the fact that he just said, don't give a shit, yeah, whatever, Volk, he can step in, that's fine. Just goes to show you he's ready.
He said, I'm a world champion. What does that mean?
You
know,
see
he
that,
does not care. He just wants to
thing
fight.
Dana said, where he's going to put the quote up on the
That's
wall at the
fucking-
PI?
fuck yeah, that's sick.
It's a badass quote,
Yeah.
and it's true. I think Volk deserves more respect for taking the fight rather than Islam, but still, you got to give him props as well.
100%. But regardless, props to both of them, man.
It's everything on the line
Totally
for Volk.
different opponent.
His GOAT status is on the line.
100%.
Like,
totally different opponent for Islam. Like, he's fighting Charles, now he's fighting
yeah,
Volk.
going
Totally
from a
different
camp preparing
styles.
for Charles to fighting Volk, that's two different fucking
Oh, yeah.
things, dude. Like,
They had no
Charles is
problem
a
with it.
lot more definitely has way more finishing potential than Volk does.
Right.
Like there's a lot more things you have to be very careful of with Charles. Like the submissions, the chaotic fight style he has compared to Volk who's a calculated like point fighter. So it's like
Mhm.
it depends. I mean, Volk said he's going to go out there and try to knock his ass out and that's what he wants to do,
I
but
mean, with that being said, Charles got dominated by Islam.
yes.
Volk
Yeah, Volk
arguably
dropped
won
him
the fight.
twice.
Arguably won the fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Dropped him in
people
the
saying
fifth and
Volk
was
has no
beating the shit
power,
out of
like
him.
he dropped Islam twice, dude.
Dude, he dropped him in the fifth and was on top of him, beating the shit out of him at
Yeah,
the end of
dude.
the fight.
Islam couldn't even stand up at the end. He was literally had to hang over his teammates. Couldn't even walk on his own.
Dude, he was looking up at the clock, praying for the time.
Yeah, he was that screenshot of him where he's just panicking on the ground, dude.
So good.
But at the end of the day, I hate to say this because we all want Uncle Volk to win, but I'm gonna go with Islam Makhachev round 3 ground and pound TKO. That's my final prediction.
It's just so wild because you just like everyone said the same thing in the first fight.
Yeah.
Volk takes him to decision, arguably could win it, but I just think without that camp and without the real
And
preparation,
the surgery and everything, dude. I don't know, man. Like I want to pick Volk so bad.
So bad.
But I just can't do it.
bad.
Like I fucking love Volk. He's one of my favorite fighters. And I want him to be the 5th or 6th double champ in UFC history. I think the 5th. It's what? Connor, Amanda Nunes, DC, and Cejudo.
DC.
So
DC.
he'd be the 5th double champ in UFC history, the most recent. The last one we saw was DC.
Yeah,
or was it
DC.
Cejudo? No, I think it was DC.
That was DC.
I think Cejudo was before DC. But
whatever you count it as,
or
DC.
actually no, because what's his face? Because Cejudo had the new belts and DC had the old belts, so it's Cejudo's most recent. And Nunes doesn't even fucking count, dude. Women's featherweight, gone. Not a real thing. No real contenders. Who did she defend that belt against? Like fucking that one really tall bitch who she subbed with a triangle, like, and Chris Cyborg who she won it from. Other than that, like that doesn't even count.
Chris Cyborg. Jesus.
Only real double champ is Connor.
Looks like
Stay
Vanderlei
mad.
Silva in heels.
Yeah, dude, she literally is Vanderlei Silva in dressing heels.
Did she not?
So who you got?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go with Islam. I'm gonna go with. I think Volk can last him out. What'd you say, 3rd round?
I said 3rd round ground and pound TKO.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Islam. I'll go Islam 4th round finish.
4th round?
Yeah, I'm gonna take him 4th round finish. I think he drops him and then takes him and subs him.
You think a submission?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with submission.
Like an arm triangle on
4th
Charles
round
type
submission.
shit. Yeah, I mean that hopefully.
Hopefully not. Hopefully, the best thing in the world would just be to see Volk knock him out.
Just to see another double champ would just be awesome.
And especially
for it to be Volk, would just be
Volk.
sick. If Volk wins this fight, he's number 3 all time, in my opinion. It would go John Jones, GSP, and then Volk. I think
you could even make the argument that he's.
You could put him above GSP
Better than
potentially because GSP did win the middleweight belt against Bisping, but it was Bisping, and he didn't have the welterweight belt at the time. It was after he came back after a 4-year layoff. So you could definitely argue Volk number 2 all time. So
let's go Volk.
Yeah, let's fucking go Volk.
Prove
us wrong.
I just gotta go with the safe decisions.
Yeah, dude, just have to go with the most logical pick.
Yeah.
In terms of just like
everything that we have in front of us to work.
Everything we have to base the outcome off of, Islam makes the most sense. And that's what we do here. We make picks based on logic and reasoning and facts and all that crap, which doesn't always work. As you can see with the Strickland Izzy fight, the Gamrot Fiziev fight, and the fucking Shevchenko Grasso fight, because these last few main events have been retarded.
Yeah, they've just been fucking us.
So Gamrot just uses his telekinesis to shatter Fiziev's knee. It's like, what the fuck?
We're gonna turn around now, boys. Don't worry.
Yeah, dude. All right, yeah, you're gonna see some better picks in the future. Next video will probably be. I'm trying to think. What's the next fight night? I think it's Almeida, Derek Lewis. I want to say.
Yeah, we'll do one for that.
So we'll do that one.
And we got a few. We got a few videos up in the chamber, so we'll be uploading.
Yeah. We're gonna be doing
soon.
some other type of content, not just picks. I know that's all we've done so far, but we've been brainstorming other ideas of things we can talk about. Like one that might be coming up soon is Tony Ferguson's win streak.
Hell yeah,
and
baby.
Other type videos like that. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah,
remember
we'll see
to
you
like and
fuckers
subscribe as always.
in the next
and
one.
We will be back.
Alrighty.
Good night, you cucks.
Peace.
Boom.